is Dorothy from Scrapbooking, and I am going to do some of the pages on the Dreammaker 6x8 album. So I have a whole selection of the embellishments from Dreammaker, which are all the die cuts. And I've got these are the stamps that I'm going to use, the White Daisy Pigment and also Flamingo Lagoon, and two of my tri-blend markers that are in the list of things that you need. So these are the final cutout of all of my perfectly imperfect stamping flowers. And those are my smaller flowers and the large flowers. And I used the pink shades, I believe, and the true turquoise blend, but I'll double check on that. So the first pages that I'm going to do are the front and the back pages. And so that's going to be the background, the black, all the black mats are backgrounds for the pictures. And I am not using my photo mats today just because the black mats are cut at the measurement of the pictures. So I have my stencils that came from the scrapbooking kit. And I'm also going to use several of the stamps from that also came with the scrapbooking kit. So here we go. We're taking our backgrounds and we're going to be making more detailed backgrounds with all of our stencils and our stamps. And so the first thing I'm using is a blender, and I'm adding the White Daisy pigment to the background. And I'm just kind of dabbing it in place because it's hard to see it, but there you can see it. Also has a bit of a shine to it. But as it dries, you don't see so much of the shine. Now it takes a little bit for it to dry, so it's easy to smear. So it can take 20 minutes or so for the pigment to dry. It's a much thicker paint than the water-based other colors. And then I'm going to take my large text. I'm going to use a little overflow here and run the text down the left side of the well, this is 6x8. This background was cut at 6x8. There isn't going to be a White Daisy background on the back of this. Now, I love this. One of the stencils are these little lines, little hash marks. And you're just pretty much for the stencils, you're using a very light, they say use a light touch to add the detail to this background paper. So I got a little heavier there, but that's okay. I mean, you're adding detail, you know, and you see a lot of that with paper scrapping right now, is that there's a lot of layers of stamping that's going on the papers or the cardstock. So you can totally start off with a piece of cardstock and whatever stencils and stamps that you've got, just start going away and don't even worry about being perfect about this. Just try to be balanced. You know, if you're putting something on one side, put it on the other, but don't put it in the same exact place. Put it diagonal to each other. So all of these pages, I will tell you, have this little hand-drawn line that I use the jotting pen to make. And so you don't want this to be perfect either. So I am eyeballing and putting my paper down on my layout mat. And so I'm kind of eyeballing, you know, a ½ an inch from the side and I think it's like 2 1/4 inches down. This is the stamp that I did, and I cut it out along with the flowers and I'm popping it up. So that was also a layered stamp. So always was the title, and then adding, I think it's Live in the Moment on top of it. So I'm just kind of picking out the pieces from that are in the instructions, that are in the pictures of the die cuts, and I'm putting them down. I'm pretty much following the instructions here. So I'm just kind of showing you, you know, how it looks. So these are the outlines of the hearts, which, you know, those are really cute. And we're putting them on a bit of a tilt, kind of like your little head is doing a little tilt there. So that's very cool. Now the tri-blend markers are used on some silver glitter gems, and you can color the silver glitter gems. Actually, they're clear with silver glitter in them, or you could get some clear gems and that don't have glitter in them. It doesn't really make any difference. I just used some from my stash, and I colored them with those tri-blend markers, and I used the darkest shade of the tri-blend markers to do the coloring. Now I'm kind of doing the same thing. This is the back page. So each page, each partner page is similar to its opposite. So this is the back page. So we're just adding some more, and you can tell that the leaves on this stencil are very similar to the leaves that are on the paper that goes with Dream Maker. So now we're stamping in flamingo the long words, and see how we're putting it on opposite sides, but one is starting at the top, one's starting at the bottom. So that's sort of the idea that you want to do. Now, this little stamp that I'm using is the dandelion that is in the stamp set. It is so cute. Is it not cute? Look at how adorable that is. And I'm just kind of doing some random stamping with the little dandelion. And then I add my line. I find that if I hold my hand, I try to hold it still. It doesn't stay very still. And then I pull my hand down. It's better than if I try to hand draw it with just my hand, because goodness gracious. Okay, so now this one is going on the back of the white daisy. So it was cut at 5 3/4 by 4 3 3/4? No, it's not 4 by 6. It's 6 by 8. So 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. Get it together, Dorothy. Okay, and then we're adding some of the stickers from the sticker sheet. So for this 6 by 8 album, I didn't have everything that I needed. I didn't buy the 6 by 8 album per se. So, but I bought a set of paper and stickers. So there I am coloring the gems, and they really color well, so very easily. And that's getting added to the centers of the flowers. So I got the die cuts. I bought the die cuts. I bought the paper and sticker sheet. I used some of the gems from my stash, and the stencil I had from the stencil and the stamp set I had from my scrapbooking kit. I'm doing this early in the morning and I haven't had my coffee yet. The pages took me a while to do, but I enjoyed doing them because we don't just usually make a point of adding more detail, especially when we're using the background and texture papers. You know, they have a good background anyway. But I kind of like this idea. It kind of is sort of Tim Holtzy in a way. Okay, I'm taking part of the border strips and cutting them. There's phrases on there. You can use it either as a border on a 12 by 12 page, or you can cut them apart here for this little project. So I'm kind of adding, now I cut the black leaves, I cut that apart, and so I'm using part down below and part up top. Now I'm adding this little bitty heart in there by putting a little dab of glue, and then coloring my gems. I'm telling you, they really color nicely. And even when I touched it like that, the color didn't come off. So you have a little kind of it's a match to the lagoon color and to the flamingo color. So the tri-blend markers, even though we don't make them, they're really a good match to our colors, which I love, because I don't like colors being off, but that's something that I really appreciate about Close to My Heart, is because all their inks and papers and different embellishments and what have you really match the shades well. So I'm adding the outline to the little stamp up there to just kind of make them stand out. And you'll see it really, if you have something that looks kind of blah, so there's the first set, back page and the front page and back page. So if you have something that's a little blah, if you just add a black line around it, freehand, or you can use a ruler if you want, if you're a little fussier. I mean, sometimes I do use a ruler, but I decided not to, because this little album is really kind of, in my terms, a perfectly imperfect. So, God, these are one of my favorite papers from the Dream Maker, and it's just the watercolor swatch of the rainbow colors, and it's just so, I just think it's just so pretty. It comes like that. You don't have to do it. That's the best part. Okay, so we're using flamingo on the pink areas of the first paper there. Once again, you're using kind of a light touch. These brushes help to bring a light touch. Now I would try to keep I don't know if I'd put them on a slant like that, but it's okay. It gets covered up anyway. So, like I said, it really, I said it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I get a little bit loosey-goosey towards the end, where I really start not worrying too much about exactly what the instructions say and just add detail where I want. So these are the spots. That's one of the stamps, and they're just randomly getting put around the background area and the pink areas. So this is the little stamp that's just the 4 lines of text, and I'm just going down the left side of the paper. So I have to keep the black away. That gets dangerous. And there goes my line again. See, adding just, the little bit of squiggly to the line just adds the homemade touch to it. So don't be afraid of that. I mean, because that's what scrapbooking is. It's all homemade. So we're adding our little 3x3 squares here for the background. So you'll have to cut your pictures, to be just a tad smaller than 3x3. So like 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Then you just have a hairline of black, almost like a line is going around the pictures too. So these are some more stickers, Believe in Love. And I'm putting the line on the outside and the inside of this, but actually it could just go on the outside. Just in my opinion. And now these are the little, I guess they're dragonflies. And I actually picked out the wrong one. There's a tiny one that's supposed to go up there, and then that guy goes down where I'm putting this big guy. But I don't realize that until later on. So you'll see me take those off. And I'm thinking that's kind of big for that area. But I didn't see the little bitty guy. I missed him. Okay, so I'm putting this little tab there, and then I add a, what are those bursts to the tab in gold, and a pink burst. And then I'm adding the a pink colored gem. And honestly, you know, like I said, I did the glitter gems and I have a whole bunch of glitter gems, the silver glitter gems in my stash just from years of buying them. But you could use clear gems too if you want. They would look just as pretty. So now we're going to do the same thing over here, but we're using Lagoon. Now it's real easy to get Lagoon much darker, so I didn't use quite the light touch here. But it's going down the blue area once again. Now I'm running the 4-line stamp down the right side of this page. So, okay, now instead of using the first generation, I'm stamping off on my scrap and putting second generation of the dots here, because the Lagoon really is a strong color, and even with the second generation, you can still see them. So here goes our lines again. Feel free to add more stamping and stenciling as you want, as you want. You can get just as Tim Holtzy as you want with these. And it's really kind of fun to, you're starting off with a great background, and really the background itself with some embellishments would be fine, but adding all the detail just adds a lot of interest. See, it really took me a while to find that little bitty dragonfly, so he fits much better here. And we're putting Best Day here, and I'm doing the outline around it. I tried to put the outline on the inside, and I decided I really didn't like the way it looked. So at some point I just do it all around. So I would stick with just, running a line around the outside, and that makes your sticker stand out. So that's what's cool about that. So we're doing another little tab and another little burst, because that's what we did on the other page. So we want to have the, similar embellishments to coordinate the two pages. Okay, so here we're doing, that one goes there, and the little bitty guy is going up there by Believe. Believe in love, always. So my son started going out with a girl a week or so ago, and he's already had like 4 dates with her, and they get along really well. I'm kind of excited, to tell you the truth. Okay, I put a gold one there, but I'm kind of changing it to be this color because it looks exactly, it's the same exact color as the line that's going underneath on the paper. And it almost looks like the little tab is a cutout because of that same exact color. So I put Smile and Best Day, and that can go for any kind of occasion where you're smiling and everybody thinks it looks like you're having a really good day. So let's go with that. So I'm going to try to take the stickers. They have really good glue on them. So I'm going to move the little tab up so you can, while you're watching me do this, see, you can get the benefit of me, excuse me, putting things slightly off. So hopefully you can benefit from what I'm doing. And I'm putting some journaling lines down at the bottom here. I'm just using my ruler to put them 3/8 of an inch apart. That's 3 of those lines. So there's essentially page 1 and page 2. Pulling that up carefully, and I'm moving it over. So that looks better. So I have to put them back in their little page 1 and page 2 place so that things don't get askew, because by the second, my work area is becoming chaotic. So forgive me. Just seems to be, no matter what I do, it seems to be how I work. I start off trying to be organized and go into chaos very quickly. So here's another of the Dreammaker papers. Look at how cute and festive that is. I mean, that's just, I think I've said before, it looks like it could be birthday paper to me, because it's just really fun and whimsical looking. And I'm putting it up on the layout mat so I can kind of eyeball things. And it's going in the, essentially in the middle there, although it's kind of too close to the bottom, so I'm scooching it up a bit. So it's about 3/4 of an inch all the way around, and then it goes on a 6x8 white daisy background. So, and this is one of the zip strips. So I'm just putting some Tombow on either end of the zip strip so a picture can slip under that real easily. And then we're putting a Happy and Free up there, and this one is, so this is just a partial page that goes over on the left hand side there. Now the instructions are, I downloaded those when I purchased the Dreammaker paper and stuff, and so you could actually, if you didn't want to use these particular instructions or you have trouble finding them, you can use any kind of layouts that you want and just kind of go along with this. I mean, you can sort of see that now this is, okay, so we're using, I love this. I really didn't think I'd like this so much, but I really like these squares. And this is starting with just the white daisy and kind of making your own background and texture paper. So you're just adding detail, and look when you, so you could, it's really easy to line up. But when you just add it really lightly, so I added the flamingo first. And I'm wiping, you need to wipe off the stencils if you're going to use a different color, because it will pull from the stencil and bring it onto the paper. But with this, I don't really care, because pink mixed with blue is just going to make a little purple, and that's, you know, that'll go along beautifully with this whole thing. So I'm just adding some lagoon here and there around the pink, and you can tell it made a little purple here and there, and that is so cool. But look at that cool background. I mean, just so neat looking. And I'm putting a black line around this. Now, if you wanted to add a lot more detail to the white daisy background on top of the stenciling, you totally could do that. So this is, so that's about a 3 by 7 3/4 piece of paper, the circle paper, or giant dots if you want. And we're going to take Lovely Day, the die cuts, and we're going to run those right, and I'm just putting them down with Tombow. So we're going to run those right along the edge of the color paper. Try to get your letters straight, Dorothy. And what a perfect background for that bold title. It's just really, really cool looking. So, and for these, the pictures that are going to go on here are little 2x2s. Once again, same zip strip going down, I think 1 3/4 inches up from the bottom, and tack to each end so the picture can slip underneath. So color some more gems. I should have just colored a whole line of them. Then I don't have to stop and do them every time. The only thing is sometimes the gems come off and they leave their little sticky thing behind. So I'm just adding a little dab of Tombow glue to pick it up. So there we go. I hope I move it up in the camera so I can see it better. There really didn't show gems over here like they had on the right-hand page. There we go. And I just added some more. They look really cute on there, don't they? So this is page 3 and page 4. But in between 3 and 4 is page 3A and 3B. So we're using the 6x8 pages, but they have lines in them to put 3x4s. So these pieces are cut at 3x4. And the black is just where you're going to put your pictures, so you don't have to worry about that. This is going to be a little journaling card. So I'm just adding some journaling lines, and then the line going around just like the bigger pages. And it ended up making for a super, super easy additional piece to put some more pictures. Excuse me. And this just has a sticker in it with this fun little, it's not a butterfly, it's a dragonfly, I guess. And I just did the outline like I told you about. And then I just tuck them in. So super, super simple. So same thing over here. 2 of the same big dots. So we're using the big dots to coordinate with the pages on either side of it. So these are additions to the pages on either side. And I like this. We're putting a big ampersand sign with a little burst there. And that's going to be a dreamer. And I'm just doing the outline there. And adding a couple of journaling lines. So how simple is that? Just super easy. And then I don't have to worry about the pictures, the black areas on either side. Oh, there was something I missed. Another little heart. A heart outline. There we go. So I'm going to tuck it up there in the corner. Once again, the hearts coordinate with each other. So there we go. We've got those pages done. Okay, so this is the first video that I'm making of the album and the pages. I'm going to do the rest on another video, just so it's not so long. So these are the front and back pages and the pages 1 through 4. See you again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.